of the Empire State Building.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, Gary?
What's up?
All right, so Challenge Season 40. We all know what we're getting into at first. What was it like for each and every one of you day one walking onto the challenge? Was it exactly what you expected, or exactly what you expected not to expect?
Ooh, you want to start?
I'm trying to remember when I first went, well, because it took a while for us to start. So
It did. It did.
yeah, we didn't start right away. We did a lot of promo stuff, which was good. It was smart.
Well, I mean, for the competition wise. So
Yeah, competition wise, when you step onto these things though, you just can't expect nothing, man. You just got to be ready to compete because you never know what the hell TJ's gonna do, and you're in the dark, and all I'm thinking is we're jumping out of a damn plane. That's what I'm thinking. Where's the plane? Where's the runway? And I'm going to jump. That's all I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's me. That's my biggest fear. It's a big season. They're going to make us jump out. That's the first thing I was thinking of. I'm only being honest.
I'm so good at playing it cool, but inside I'm so nervous because I've been gone for so long and I know I have so much to prove. So I'm coming in pretending I'm a rookie, pretending I've never done this before, ready to show up, ready to play, just like eyes on the prize.
it's a good mindset for you, I'm sure, though, going in it like that versus trying to expect something and it not happening.
Right. I mean, I do expect to win, but
Of course.
Yeah, I also have I got to show up and see if I still got
Well,
it.
I was just talking to Leroy, and he kind of dropped a few times that his life has changed since the show has finished. So I don't know where it's at, but I've also heard Michelle. So I'm hearing from a lot of people that everyone could have possibly won the show, which we all know is not true. There's only one winner, but still.
Plot twist, everyone wins $1 million. Thank you.
Yeah, right. Imagine.
Season
Congratulations, everybody.
Yeah. But you know what it was like walking on this season? I don't know if you've ever seen the Hunger Games when she gets in that tube and she goes up and it's like dead silence. And then all of a sudden, like beep, beep, boom. And then it's like a grenade went off and she can't hear anything. That is what it feels like stepping into a challenge house every time because you think you're preparing, you're home, you're swimming, you're doing math, all these things, and you can train your physical body for it. But once you're in the presence of all of these energies, it's just chaotic. So I think that like ultimately it's always navigating a very tender situation. It's always terrifying.
And Kyle, what about for you?
I mean, it's definitely that mindset, expect the unexpected. And those are my roots. So it's like in this world. So I feel like popping up in that tube, exactly what Tori was saying. I mean, we come out to that Air Invitational and we get there, I don't know, 1 a.m. or something like that. And
Perfect time to start shooting a reality show at 1 o'clock in the morning.
We're not going to do a challenge. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. And what are we? And there's 40 of us. They can't have all 40 of us compete at one time, like in this space at 2 a.m. And then TJ's like, all right, so this is, our first challenge. And everyone's going to go into elimination pretty much. So good luck. We're like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is fine.
So looking how the promos come and how the season's described, trash talking, tears, and time bombs. So just using those 3 right there, who would you put in the trash talker of season 40 this season?
Johnny Bananas. No, like you're saying, like creating. I mean, he would say that about me. That's just policy. So I think it's fair that we both put our ticket on each other.
What about tears? Who sheds the most tears this season?
Tears.
Tears.
Tears, like T-I-E-R.
Tears. Who's crying a lot?
What a weird 3 things. I mean, I don't know if I would use those.
Theo. Theo cried a lot.
Did he?
No,
I'm just playing.
Josh did not cry a single time.
Stirring the pot for season 41, huh?
Who cried?
Yeah.
You had a cry.
I had a cry.
Yeah, you had
I
a cry
had
too. You had too much full moon water.
Who didn't cry, honestly? I mean, this at one point or another, I feel like there's
Someone, yeah.
Oh.
What about time? What about who was the biggest time bomb on the show?
Tina.
Tina's a time
bomb for sure.
Yeah.
She lost
Oh my
her
gosh.
mind when she walked into the castle. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
Nobody could calm
Katie
her.
Dwight.
Tina, Polly's a time bomb.
Polly's a time
Oh my
bomb.
Yes.
gosh. I mean, Josh is a time bomb also, but you just know that's he's just so passionate. So you're ready for that.
He's so emotional.
So obviously, yeah, everyone has, been through the show, you live the show, and then to see the promos and see how the world is being, driven into thinking of what's going to happen with the show. But we'll start with CT. We're left to wonder, does CD even, is he done with the show forever? Do you think he contemplates retiring? I mean, and same question for you guys too. I mean, going into season 40, does season 41, 42, it feels like we're at the end of, the LeBron era of the challenge,
It's interesting.
Yeah, well, CT's gonna, no matter what he looks like, if that's what you're going, like, he's gonna fucking show up and compete. That guy knows how to win, bro. He's like
AICT, that's what I see.
Oh my God, that guy, and he can still move. Like that's the last person you want to see in elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he come back in a stretcher on elimination?
You know what? He doesn't. He's a beast. We can't say too much, but like
I know you can't say too much.
He's resilient.
All we know is he left on a stretcher, and and I think we're all around the same age, so it's you start to like. I mean, I know, like, being at a party and dancing and jump around, I'll injure myself. So
nah, you don't know CT, bro.
I know he did it a little bit more intense, but still.
No, I mean, CT just comes in off his win on Trader, so he's on high, and he's been chilling. He's like, yeah, I was relaxing. I'm gonna use this as like fat camp. And I talked to Darrell, I talked to Jordan, I talked to Bananas, I talked to Derek Kaczynski. They're all like, it doesn't matter what, like, he is a threat. Period. Yeah. Like, they're like, he will come in here and just like, yeah, I'm just lazy. No, and they're like, nope, he is dangerous. He's the concern. No matter what. I mean, CT.
Yeah.
So I was, talking with Bananas, Leroy, Olivia, and Rachel just then. I asked them, I guess, a more wide-minded question just about the challenge in general. They all said their own. They each said each other kind of like in a very politically correct answer, and you guys could do the same way too. But I think we can get a little bit more creative. If you guys, everybody answers one person, the Mount Rushmore of the challenge. If you were to create the Mount Rushmore, four faces. Up on a rock.
Like they have to be separate. They have to be separate. Yeah, they got to be.
No, they can't.
I would always choose.
So 2 guys, 2 girls.
4 women.
Well, it could be anybody. It could be 4.
It would be 4 women that I would pick.
It could be 4 women. It could be 4 men. I mean, Leroy even said this is the women's season, if anything.
Yeah, for sure. Right? It's so great.
For me, it would CT's up there, and then the second guy is too hard to. It's out of Jordan and Johnny.
Yeah.
Like, it's out of them, and Jordan is still going though. He's young. He's only what, 30, 31?
34.
30.
He's 30, 34 or something.
Yeah. So that you could put both their, like, half of Jordan's face and then half of Johnny's.
Well, that's a creative way of saying it too.
They got creative for you.
I don't think they would like it though, sharing a stone, but still.
That's my answer. And then for the girls would have to be shit. That's a rough one.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I'd have to say Cara.
Oh, for sure. And Laurel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Laurel. Yeah.
I mean, and you also when you think of the challenge, like, it's not like we're talking about like the gold medalist, because of course you want to count those wins, but like, how many seasons have they shown up? How many moments have they had that has been impactful for the whole franchise?
Right. Exactly.
That's why it's like difficult to make this decision, because when you think of like, Cara and Laurel, like, those are such big names that have been competing for so many seasons, and their stories are so. But like, when you think of Emily as a competitor, she's up there competition wise, but doesn't necessarily have the same history on the show because she doesn't done as many.
And you too.
Yeah,
you're right up there
like,
too.
The game evolves.
Preparing for the show, the training that went into it, just getting my mindset right. Like, the 4 was, of course, I would put myself up there, but not in front of Laurel, and not in front of Cara Maria, and not in front of Tori.
Oh my
For
God.
me, us four for real are like,
Oh my God.
I wouldn't be nervous to go against anybody else, but those 3, I would sweat. And that's kind of how I see the Mount Rushmore.
And I feel like Rachel is up there too, but she's been gone. She missed so much. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
All right, and then the other thing that's making news too, Wes, who obviously wasn't even on the season, and as he was doing villains, but yet he still found a way to put everybody else in their place of talking about the living conditions on this season. So for you, I guess more the newcomers were upset of how you guys lived while filming. So
Listen to this. I was living in a van, so I'm stoked.
Yeah.
The house was fine. The house was fine. It was a castle. We had a lot of look. I've been in way worse houses. Remember in Iceland? That house was pretty small, and
was really
we didn't have
small.
nowhere to go. Like here, we have a pool. We could go run outside. It's a long.
You just need space.
Yeah, we had a lot of space,
And
so
then-
it was fine.
Yeah, that
The
was
only thing I didn't like, but like I said, every season's different. I don't care. It's the fucking challenge.
Mhm.
Was the long walk to the bathroom because I gotta go pee like 2 times a night.
Mhm.
That killed me.
Yeah.
That killed me. That's the only thing I didn't like. It was a journey to get to the bathroom.
And you said newcomers. I feel like, I mean, I'm the newest person there, and this was the nicest of the environments I've lived in so far.
Right.
The house in Croatia was super small and awkwardly shaped and designed, but then the house in and in Argentina, we were in a warehouse,
You're right.
an uninsulated warehouse on bunk beds, Squid Game style. So it was just like, so this was the nicest place I've been in
Yeah.
so far in the challenge. So I was so pumped.
When you look at it
Yeah.
though, it's dope.
And it's such a huge cast. I mean, this is the largest cast ever.
Right.
So to find a place in Vietnam that fits it, of course, it's going to smell like sewer. So it's just fine.
There are no bunk beds.
Dude.
There's no
well,
bunk
I think
beds.
if Love Island or The Bachelor ever went to Vietnam, then it might be a different story. But since that will never happen, I think
Never
that's where we found the people
Bunk beds are
complaining
the
the
worst.
most.
Exactly. And it's the challenge.
Yeah. And
What's
what's
the challenge?
that Olympic athletes sleep on cardboard beds? I'm like, actually, we're not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So before we wrap up, I guess one descriptive word from everybody to describe this rest of season 40 of the challenge.
God. I mean, the words that are coming up.
Balls.
Unexpected. I mean,
Unexpected. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have like a phrase, but I would say one word would be unexpected.
Great word.
Yeah.
I think so intense. Just intense. Through and through. What do you think?
No, I think unexpected is a
the word.
great, yeah. Single word, yeah.
All right,
So
unexpected.
many.
And then I have to ask the question: Who do you think the world thinks will win the show after watching it? No, without giving any answers, but just as a fan.
My word
watching
for the
from
season is
afar.
GOAT.
Goat.
I think it's
Okay.
gonna be one of the greatest ones of all time
I love that.
Wow.
because it's a lot of us, you know.
So CT wins in a stretcher.
Yeah. Which is why it's so unexpected and intense.
Yeah, there you go.
Love it.
Did he freeze?
No.
Yeah, he did. He's
Yes.
frozen.
Oh.
He's really frozen. Hey, man.
Well,
You
thank
high,
last
bro?
question. That was perfect.
Yeah, that was good timing.
Was he ever really there? We'll never know.
He is now in the mushroom behind his head.
Yeah.
He's in the pink cloud.
Is it a rainbow jellyfish?
On like a middle of a question. So
There you are.
You're frozen.
there we go. Well, you know what? I should pay for internet. We 2 minutes remaining. So all right, unexpected. The last thing too, which looking at it, could you guys even think of, who do you see saying hanging up their challenge career in the next few years? Who do you think would be the first one to do so out of everyone that you have worked with and maybe even on this season?
In the house, you mean? Or just-
Yeah, in the house. So, yeah, for this season or even maybe even after season 41, someone that might come back and say, you know what, it's my swan song. Who's the
You know
first
what?
one to do so?
I'd say Tori.
I think Horacio. I think Horacio is like,
He's out.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I just don't you think?
No, I mean there's there's a lot to the game besides competing.
Of course.
And so I feel like that's an interesting experience for everyone has their own experience and parts they like and don't like. So yeah, that's definitely sounds like that's on the table, and we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you guys for your time. Congratulations. I mean, I honestly think we'll hit 100 seasons. We'll hit 100 seasons, and
Let's
TJ
go. Let's go.
TJ will be like on a robot face, like on the Jetsons, and
Yeah. I'm gonna download my consciousness. Into something and think he is a robot.
all right. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you.
Hello. Rachel, Leroy, Olivia, Devil's right hand man. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
All right. So entering the 40th season, obviously everyone thinks they know what to expect, but have you gotten used to the fact that you show up and it's not what you expect?
Well, every season before we go on, Leroy always texts me, calls me, and is like, here's the plan for this season. And he's got it all strategized out from beginning to end. And then we get there and it's absolutely nothing like he expected it.
It worked out exactly how I told you it was for me.
You never know, man, with the challenge. Every season's different. We've done them all. I mean, every season's they're like snowflakes, man. Everyone's different in a different way. So
did Leroy just admit to winning? Did Leroy just admit to winning?
I mean, I don't want to say too much, bro, but I could be worth about $1 million right now.
Well, rumors are around my friend Mill say it's Michelle, but that's just only because they a few people know Michelle. But
Yeah.
Michelle from Big Brother,
Survivor, Michelle,
the Survivor. But
obviously.
Well, let's talk about this. It feels like Wes is making a play for season 41 already, talking about the conditions that others on the cast were complaining about, and he wasn't even on the show, and he's making the headlines. So I ask you guys, how are the conditions for you being on this season?
Well, my conditions at home are a lot worse, so the challenge.
I mean, I love Love Island, and like Love Island obviously is very all about, looks and looking glamorous and this and that. We're on the challenge. I think that we know what we're expecting to walk into. It's not comfortable. Right. Is it amazing? No, but that's part of the challenge, right?
Yeah, listen, Johnny and I did the island. So anything after that is definitely a huge upgrade. And the truth is, you saw the house. It's on the launch special. It's absolutely huge. We're not in bunk beds. That's always a plus to just have your own bed. And it is what it is. The challenge will always, be what it is, which is a challenge all around because it's social, it's political, it's a game. It's, the downtime you guys don't see, but there is downtime that has to be filled with space.
Right.
So it's definitely a challenge all the way around. And
you never know what you're going to see. That's the thing is the challenge, like the format changes. So does the house. So does the location. So sometimes you're in an amazing villa, on the cliff in Buzios, Brazil. Other times you're in a anti-aircraft missile bunker in the side of a mountain in the Czech Republic. So just like the cast changes, just like the format changes, the house changes. The show is called The Challenge for a reason, right? We're not getting put up at Sandals Resort, and that is part of the show. Part of the show isn't just the competition aspect. It is the surviving the social climate, surviving the living conditions. And I mean, that's, again, it's only the strongest survive. So a lot of times the people that complain about the living conditions are the ones that aren't mentally fit enough to be there.
Yeah, they're breaking.
Yeah.
Well, for the amount of money that we are about to win, I would live in a New York City alley.
Did you admit to winning again?
Yeah.
Listen, this is what I'm going to say, Garrett. There's challengers at heart.
Right.
And you can see them. And I can say now, Olivia is one.
Aw.
So if
Welcome to the family.
At each, there are some of us who have been around from the beginning, like myself. Obviously, I'm a challenger. Obviously, there's no question this man next to me is a challenger. Leroy, 14 seasons later, a challenger. Some of us, it's just in our blood.
Mhm.
And you can see it in the new era, especially who, in my opinion, are the true at heart challengers. And that's how the show will move on.
You know what you're signing up for. Anyone
Right.
that's been there, anyone that's done a few seasons can tell you. I was just talking to Kylan in the gym this morning, and he's like, compared to my first season of the Challenge USA when they were in Argentina, basically in like a fucking Home Depot warehouse, he was like, dude, the living conditions of this were way better. So any season you go to, there's gonna be people who are gonna complain. There's gonna be people that are unhappy. But again, that's part of the show.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything in life. You graduate from college and you look back and you're like, oh, it wasn't like that when I went there. It's all beautiful and big. And it's like,
Yeah.
So with that, with the eras, I ask you too, like if you could categorize like, the best to, I guess, not so best of eras, where would you place the best era out of everybody on the show?
Any team that Jordan's on is the best era. Oh wow, that's crazy.
Every era has like their specialty, right? I think that
That's the politically correct answer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
no, but like truly, okay, best era. I mean,
The hungriest era, listen, here's the way that I see it. Every single era, it brings something different to this show, okay?
Right.
We would not be where we're at if it wasn't for era 1, if it wasn't for the fact that they not only lit the torch, but they gave the challenge an identity. And they gave the challenge this, they were the ones that started it. They were the ones that, again, lit the flame, and they were the ones that created this juggernaut that has turned into today. I can honestly say that era 2, the era that I'm in, I mean, there were ups and downs. I really do feel like I kind of helped carry the challenge through the dark ages until it kind of got to the era 3 portion, where then you had this new influx of other shows that we didn't have. Prior to era 3, it was Real World Road Rules. Era 3 is what ushered in Are You the One? Love Island, Big Brother, all these other shows. So then we started like bringing people from other shows into the mix. And then there's era 4 that, I mean, they're a whole different breed, because it's like it's difficult for somebody who has been there and who has won to match the intensity of a bunch of people who are new to this, and they're still trying to make a name for themselves, and they're still trying to win. So every era, and I know this might seem like the politically correct answer, brings something different to the table.
Right.
We're all dangerous in our own ways. Again, era 1 and era 2, I think what sets us aside is our experience. And we've been here for so long. We've accomplished so much. Then you have era 3 and era 4, who, again, they're younger, they're hungrier. And, that's a difficult thing to contend with.
I'll tell you what era we are in. We are in the era of the women. When I came into 40 and looking at the girls, I was like, even with your era, stacked. Even when we did All-Stars 4, like, it's not even about the guys no more. Like, I'm not even saying that for real. Like, the girls, it's a whole different.
We're used to showing up on the challenge, and I look at the guys, and I'm like, we're literally competing against college football players, semi-pro soccer players. When I came on this season, I'm like, thank God I'm a guy, because looking at the absolute, like, I mean, stacked competition that the girls are gonna have to face, especially on era 2. I was like, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
Well, with the new eras that you were just talking about that have entered the challenge world, and being fans of just pop culture and reality out there too, is there a show that you guys would love to see take part in the challenge, just on the annoyance factor of showing them how it's really done, and that they're living a glamorous life on another show versus
Real
what you
Housewives.
guys?
I would like people from Naked and Afraid to come on.
Yeah.
And they'd have to be naked
Yeah.
the whole time.
I'm trying to think what other show.
Every time you go home on a season, I'm naked and afraid.
I think this also goes back.
He's the
to,
only
like,
guy that protects me.
So it back to like also like living conditions. I feel like we're in this like world right now where it's like everything's glamorous. You see girls on TikTok looking their best, guys working out at the gym looking their best. And at the end of the day, I think that people have this standard, and the challenge is something that like has never changed from the beginning to the end. Like, this is a fitness competition show to show your brains, your strength, and just everything in between. So it's kind of something cool, and not everyone can do it, and I think that even with the new era, us coming on, we're there because we want to be there. We have something to prove, we come from maybe shows that are a little bit more, shall I say, subtle.
Yeah.
And so this was definitely, my first season was a huge wake up call for me. I was like, what did I sign up for? But I'm happy to say that I feel like the challenge is my family more than any other reality show I've ever been on.
Absolutely.
It's not about who we want to come on the show. It's about whether or not they would actually be able to survive on the show.
Well, that's what I mean. Like,
I'm friends with guys on The Bachelor. I was actually with Pilot Pete, dude, we did Traders together. And he's like, dude, I'd love to go on the challenge. I just don't know if it's like, if I'd be able to survive that. I'm like, dude, it's a whole, if you're used to doing The Bachelor, if you're used to doing other, kind of dating shows that aren't competition based, coming on the challenges, it's difficult, and it's not for everyone. I honestly, I've seen people come and go. This show is not, everyone's not cut out for that.
I'd like to see some Vanderpump Rules.
Ooh,
We can get a few of those on there. I didn't mind that.
So with that, we enter season 42, and obviously in the trailer we see CT, being carried out on a stretcher. it's weird to think about, the fact of, can you start even thinking about retiring from the challenge? Is it a joke amongst everybody, or is it actually a reality that like we could be coming to an end of an era for some people on the challenge?
I think I hate to say it, but I do think it's a reality. And I'm not going to like say names, but I mean, the thing about the challenge is, it's kind of, it's the opposite of dazed and confused. The older I get, they stay the same age. It's the exact opposite. The older you get, the younger and more fierce and competitive the competition gets, the harder the game gets. This game continues to evolve, and it continues to turn into something more difficult than it was the season before. It's a constant cat and mouse game with us in production, where the better we get, the more athletic we get, the smarter we get, the more we, study puzzles outside and train in different ways, the craftier they have to get to stay one step ahead of us. So someone like me, I remember coming on in my 20s. I spent my 20s, 30s, and now into my 40s on the show, and I noticed the difference, just how I'm able to train, what the daily grind is, the ups and downs on a daily basis. And it's not a matter of like, if you want to continue doing it, it's whether or not your body is going to allow you to continue to do it. And again, I mean, it just gets...
I'm going to cut Johnny off and say, he's just fine. I'm just fine.
I'm not talking about
I think it's also like,
I know.
you always have like your real lives, now you have families. And when you were doing this show at the beginning, everyone's kind of like just fresh out of college. They're figuring out their career. Now you guys like have to juggle real life and leaving your family for months at a time. It's hard in different ways,
I think the challenge, I think without saying too much, I think what will come over on the season 40 is that it's very important to keep yourself in shape as you progress through life.
Yeah.
And if you are able to do that, then the challenge can be for you for an extremely long time. If we look at Mark Long at 52, starting a wrestling career, he's in amazing shape. He is exactly
It's
what we're
awesome.
talking
Yeah,
about.
he's awesome.
Mark could probably show up for season 41. Do you know what I mean? If he wanted to.
I'm going to be
Right.
competing against Leroy's kids. Okay. I've actually said this. I'm like, dude, they're like, how long are you sticking around? I'm like, I'm probably still going to be here when the challengers that have kids now are old enough to compete. So
talking about staying in shape, Johnny, is that why you bought into Rumble?
I mean, that's so I wanted to invest in
Actually,
business.
a money laundering scheme that he's doing.
Hey, be cool. I'm a member up in Jersey in Westfield. So
Oh, cool. Yeah. No, so I wanted to do something. I obviously wanted to have something that was like tangible outside of the entertainment industry. I wanted to do something that was that I
Enjoy,
and I was excited to do. So it was like, all right, am I going to invest in like a bar or something in the nightlife scene? I want to do something fitness oriented, and Rumble just seemed to be the perfect combination of that really cool clubby nighttime nightlife
Best of both
atmosphere
worlds.
with fitness mixed in. So
Everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll wrap with this too. Going into 40 seasons, obviously a hell of a lot of contestants, including this season as well. You guys can each say your name, but I'm thinking everyone pick one, the Mount Rushmore of the challenge. If you were to put four faces on a big rock, whose faces would it be to represent the challenge in its entirety? Could be you guys. That's an easy answer, but I would love to get your thoughts on that.
Leroy, you go first.
So is it gonna be like 4 guys, 4 girls? Or
no, just say
No, just 4 people. Could be 4 people.
people total.
Just give everyone give one, so you don't have to think of that many.
I mean,
Yeah.
the GOAT, the greatest to do it, CT. What you laughing at? Serious, motherfucker.
You thought you were giving them some props right there, but
Oh yeah, what a dick! I thought we were friends, man.
that's what happens when you win the show so many times.
I'm at the go with Rachel, just because again, her body of work, we would not, and I'm saying this myself too. We wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for what the era that they ushered in before, we were able to come
No,
on the
real
scene.
shit. When you think of the challenge, you think of Johnny, CT, Cara, Rachel, and I'm trying to think of what other guy.
Jordan?
Yeah, you could probably say Jordan for sure. But Cara is the challenge, like the female version of you.
Really?
Like, that's what I think. Like Cara,
Yeah.
hell yeah, what?
Yeah, we both. If I had red hair, we would
She's
both
the
kinda
devil's
look like
right-hand
Johnny.
woman.
We both kind of look like Johnny Depp.
Cara would definitely
I
be
think for
for
people
sure.
also that maybe are not huge challenge fans and they just enjoy it from time to time, I think Johnny, you are, definitely the face.
It's tough.
Oh,
I mean,
thank you. Thanks, man. That was nicer than my best.
What?
That was nicer than what my best friend said about the Rushmore
I know.
challenge. Rushmore.
It's all
I'm
right. Well,
like I said, I'm new to the challenge, right? And so I really am excited for people that have never seen it to start kind of, being introduced to it. It's something super cool. I actually was not introduced to it when I was younger, like some of the super fans or fans all
You
were.
introduced when you were younger.
You don't want to know. But like I'm excited to bring people in and just show them like, Rachel is a boss. Like they could be sitting on their couch being like, I can't do that. I have kids. Yes, you can,
That's what's cool about this season of the challenge too, is you have one of the big knocks, I guess, these days from fans and from the fan accounts is we're sick of these people. They're old. When are they going to retire? Or the old school fans like, we hate all these new faces. We only want the old faces, right? We're happy with what we got. This season, there's something for everyone because you've got representations from every single era, from every single decade. And no one's ever going to be happy, but as far as a cast goes, you could not have put together a better ensemble and a more accurate representation of, basically who everyone wants to see.
Well, just like the show, I'm being kicked off right now of this interview, so I do appreciate it. Guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.
The